Good morning, everybody. Back out here, I'm going to jump on the Komatsu dozer first thing this morning on the other side of these burn piles. I'm going to rake through that real quick and then go down the road up there that I stumped yesterday, kind of rake that out a little bit, see if I missed any stumps before jumping on the 330 and taking off down this side from the gate down to that tree line over there. That shouldn't be near as much right there. Shouldn't be as far. I think there's some more stumps though, but see once I get in there. So let's go do a little raking. Well, I got sidetracked before taking the rake off. I figured I'd go ahead and push a few stumps up that I dug up yesterday while I'm in the raking mode here. Pushing everything down here to the edge of the clearing limits, and I'm going to do either one of two things. I'm just windrowing it against the edge for right now. I'm either going to take it and spread it over the logging cutover, or after I burn these piles, he's thinking about doing a building pad while I'm here. Well, I'm going to need some good clay to be able to level a pad out on the hill, and this right here would be a good material to backfill the pit if I have to dig a borrow pit. So that's kind of why I'm not spending a lot of time raking any dirt out of it. I'm just literally pushing the mass because I kind of need every bit I can get to fill a hole back in, because it's going to take a fair amount of dirt. So yep, that is the plan right here. Go through here and skim all the roots and junk off that left over from when I stacked up the burn piles, and windrow it down here against the edge. Come back through here and make a couple more passes and clean it up a little bit better. I probably should have pushed this with the D6. It's a fair amount right here, but once I get over about 20 more feet, I pushed everything up with the D6. So it's a little concentrated right here, but it's chilly this morning and it's nice and comfy in this dozer, so I'm going to use it. It's quite the push here though. Right here, and if I dig a pit, I'll just go on the other side and clear a little area, dig the hole, and then push all that into it. It's a long ways down here, but I got this path bladed out all the way down here to the end. Well, you can't see it for the tree there, but it's a long ways, but at least you can ride a side-by-side around here and very easily keep this bush hogged as a nice path to access the other side of this property. So I'm gonna make one more pass heading down here. I gotta leave in a few minutes to go unload a shipment at the house, and I don't know if I'll make it back here today, but I'll be back first thing in the morning. I can't believe it took this long, but there's the first balloon for the job site right there. It's a little colorful one. Yep, it's an official clearing job now. I found a balloon. Have you ever had a day or week that just seemed like everything took away from what you wanted to do? I think that's been like the whole entire time I've been on this job. Seems like every day it's been cut short by having to go do stuff. Had a delivery yesterday, a little after lunch at the shop. Keep in mind this job's 45 minutes from home, so hour there almost. Truck was late, get that unloaded, stuff didn't work out, never made it back here. So 4 hours yesterday, only managed to get all that bladed off, the path over there raked and bladed off, and then a little bit of time to, well, I did get all that pushed up over there. So what I'm gonna do this morning, I'm gonna jump on the 330 and run down the side of the road over there and get the rest of those stumps dug up, bladed off, and then I am taking the 220 and figuring out where my path is going to be, and I'm going to start clearing down there for the pond. But I'll probably keep this as two separate videos, so let's get to stumping. All right, so I'm going to start heading down this front path right here, the road access across the front of the other side over here. I briefly took the dozer over here yesterday for a few minutes and tried to rake around some of the stumps, and looks like the majority of them are right here, and then it kind of opens up down there, hopefully. We'll run down here and pluck these stumps out. I'm going to pile the stumps up, and like I did, well, I haven't done it yet, like I did on the other side, I'll come over here at the 220 and the off-road truck and load the stumps into that and go put them in one of the burn piles. And the roots and brush and everything, I'm just going to kind of kick it out over the cutover, because they are replanting that here pretty soon. And a bunch of stumps piled up out there is just going to kind of interfere with them doing that. Just take the stump out piece by piece. So a lot of people have asked why I don't use like a single shank ripper, and the main reason is when you get to like small stumps, if you just have one big ripper coming down, you'll just sit there and split that thing into a bunch of little pieces and never be able to get it out of the ground. With the double fang here, you have the notch here in the center to kind of be able to reach over and snag the little pieces and rip them out of the ground. So if you think about it, it would kind of just be like using this one tine right here to sit here and try to rip that out. I mean, sit here, mean, look, it's, you know, it's already broke loose, but imagine if that was in the ground, how long it would take to sit there and try to fish that little root out with one tine. I mean, all you're going to do is sit there and go past it, past it, past it. When this, you can just kind of sink it right there in the center, and those teeth right there will grab it and rip it out. Plus, you can kind of pick stuff up and pile it as well. Rain in 2 days, so I should be able to burn, hopefully get rid of a lot of this stuff. I just hope it doesn't rain too much where it becomes a muddy mess trying to do the pond down there, because it's starting to get into that time of year where it gets cool and stuff doesn't dry as well in the fall and winter time. There, cedar tree. They flinging dirt on me. There's a big stump right there, but all this stuff right here, I'm just going to take it, just try to rake it over, cut over here, rake it around, and spread it out. Right there, it's just going to have to stay. There's a phone pedestal right there where that post is, so I'm not going to get too ambitious and clear around that. For all I know, that's abandoned anyway. There's new fiber on the other side of the road, but I'm not going to be the one to find out. They did locate it, and there was nothing conflict other than where it ties into pedestals. Come on, big stuff. I'm gonna split in half. There we go. Down here and finish plucking these stumps out, and then go ahead and load them out onto the truck and haul them over there. Well, I think there was about 80 stumps right there in that section too, so I probably got 3 or 4 dump truck loads of stumps. Luckily the rest of that was under the power line, so there were no trees. All I've got to do is run the dozer down that. So I'm going to probably go get on the dozer here real quick and go ahead and blade through this. That way if I have any piles of stuff, I can just spread it out with the 220. And then I'm gonna back down here with the dump truck and load these stumps out. That way there's not piles of stumps. And get all this cleaned up, hopefully before lunch, and I can start working on the pond site down there. Well, it's time to clean up all those stumps. I got that bladed off up there. Haul some stumps from that side and this side. I'll start up the dump truck here. It's been about 3 weeks since I moved it here, so hopefully it starts up. I don't know if it's set this long before. Shouldn't be a problem. We'll find out here. I gotta put some fuel in it. I do know that. It was a little hesitant. I don't know why it sounds like it's kind of building up compression. Maybe one of the batteries is getting weak or something, but it always starts up. All right, let some air build up. Yeah, I got no air. All right, I'm gonna drive the excavator over there, come back, get this, put some fuel in it. We'll haul some stumps. Grab the dump truck, dumped all the hurricane water out of it. It's been there a little while. And I'm going to load these stumps up. About a half a load here. I'll back down to my next pile and finish filling the truck up. That last route, and I'm going to back down here to the next section. Go ahead and load some of that out. First load of stumps heading out. There's probably 2 more back there. We'll take them to that far pile right there where I have all the other stumps laid out beside it and dump those out. That way all this, I'll have some help tomorrow. I may let Robert blade over all this. Won't have to drive over this anymore. Kind of get this bladed off before it rains Saturday. I got maybe 2 loads of stumps over there. But I hope to get all this stuff burning. And then all I can do is dig a hole over there and bury the ashes. Hopefully use the dirt to build a burn pad. Backing up. set the camera up outside next time so you can watch all the stumps fall out. Couple more stumps and this one will be full too. Last blade full. So got a nice wide path all the way down there to the property corner, across the entire front of this property. Now it's probably that might be a half a mile. That's a long ways. It took a little longer than I thought it was going to take, but it looks good now, and customer should be happy with that. All right, I'm gonna go start working on the pond down there.